We're here today with Allan Kelly, Managing Director of Riversgold. Allan, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David.
Are you able to share some of the background to Riversgold, given it's newly listed?
Yeah, we're a new exploration company. Obviously I'm an exploration geologist, been doing it for 25 years or so. And after I left Dore about 18 months ago, I wanted to get back to exploration again. So I'd had some projects in Alaska for quite a while and was looking to put them with some other projects sort of a bit closer to home. So I managed to do a deal on some projects in what we call the Kurnalpi area, out sort of east of Kalgoorlie, and put those together and then started working on the float last year. So we raised $6 million through the IPO. Very fortunate to get Evolution as a cornerstone investor. They put in about $2.5 million, which gives them about 15% of the company. And then we listed in October last year. So we're brand new, only been around about 5 months or so.
And in terms of the assets themselves, two very different jurisdictions.
Yeah, and there's a reason behind that. I've worked in North America on and off for the last sort of 10, 15 years, and I really like the stuff in Alaska. There's potential for a really big deposit discovery there. You've got some really big monsters there like Donlin Creek, which has got a combined resource of about 45 million ounces, and when that gets into production, that'll do 1 million ounces a year. But you only have a very short sort of field season there, 3 or 4 month window to do the work that you want to do. So really, it takes you 3 or 4 years to do a year's worth of work. So the idea was to combine that higher risk, higher reward, short field season portfolio with something a bit closer to home that the ASX investors could get their heads around. Potentially smaller target sizes, but closer to infrastructure, closer to plants that you could do deals on and things like that. So the idea was to have the higher risk, higher reward company maker stuff with some sort of lower risk stuff that you could work on 12 months a year. So that's the sort of strategy behind that.
And in terms of your since listing period, what work have you been able to do?
Yeah, well, we hit the ground running. We listed on the 10th of October last year. We were out on the ground drilling within 7 days at our Yilgarni project, which is one of the projects in what we call our Kurnalpi sort of project portfolio. And that's, it's about 100 k's east of Kalgoorlie. It's north of the Indian Pacific train line. And I guess the key there is that we've got a big structure with the Yilgarni fault, which runs down from Karasu Dam through Pinnacles and onto our ground. And then combined with that major structure, we've also got what we think is the western limb of a folded greenstone belt which hosts the Lake Roe deposit, which Breaker is drilling out. So basically there on the east side, the greenstone folds over a granite and we're on the west side. So we're wondering whether there's potential for sort of a repetition of that sort of style of deposit. So we hit the ground running there. We went out and did our first drilling campaign in October, November. Very broad space, 2 kilometre spaced drill lines by 200 metres, so real early stage stuff. We came up with 3 quite large geochem anomalies. We then went back basically straight away after Christmas and went and drilled those. 2 of those sort of improved, including what we call the west target, which we ended up getting 8 metres at half a gram in some drilling there. So we've now defined a sort of a 3 kilometre long potential bedrock target, and all going well, we'll be out there again within a couple of weeks to drill that again at Yilgarni. In the background, we've also been lining up a number of our other projects within our Kurnalpi North and Kurnalpi South area. We've got probably about 8 or 10 targets, but some of them are on tenements that had to be granted yet. Some of them have got sort of native title, heritage surveys and things that need to be done. So in the background, while we've been drilling at Yilgarni, we've been sort of trying to line up some of these dominoes on these other projects so that hopefully sort of March, April, we'll have quite a lot of these things ready to go that we can just sort of start walking from one target to another and start drilling those as well. And in the background to that, we've been getting ready for Alaska as well. So I'm actually heading up to Alaska next week on the way to the PDAC conference to sit down with a couple of the consultants that we're using in Alaska to get logistics and permitting and stuff ready for our field season there. Because that field season will kick off on the ground. It'll kick off sort of late June, early July and go through till about September. We're hoping to do some geophysics as early as May on one of the new projects that we picked up. So really you're looking at a sort of about a 3-month, pretty intense period in Alaska, and then that's done for the year. You sort of wait for the results there, and then we get back into Australian projects again, sort of after that field season. So it's sort of a well-defined field season where you can go pretty hard, and then you can focus on the rest of the projects for the rest of the year. So that's the strategy.
So well-funded, an experienced team and a very exciting portfolio of assets. Looks like it's going to be a big 2018.
Yeah, I hope so. Like I said, it's probably started off a little bit slow. We had one project that we could go to straight away, which is Yilgarni, and we've managed to get some results there that have enabled us to go back there a couple of times. But hopefully from March, sort of mid to late March onwards, should be a pretty steady stream of news flow. And we're hoping to get some pretty exciting results out of Alaska too. So, we're very confident that we should be able to get news flow and good results to get the share price moving pretty quickly for shareholders as well.
Allan, thanks for your time.
All right, thanks David.